Thanks for your time today.
Happy to be here, Chris.
You represent the Syndicate for silver shorting.
Sorry, I'll have to stop and correct you there. We've recently been through a name change and rebranding.
Oh, so who do you represent now?
We're now the Bankers Association, Silver Transparency and Revealing Dishonesty Syndicate.
That's quite a mouthful.
Which is why we use the acronym.
You no longer short silver?
Shorting is completely legal and above board, if the people I represent choose to partake. What I'm talking about, Chris, is perception. Perfectly legitimate denial of responsibility is what we are trying to promote.
So your new acronym is BASTARDS. Bankers Association, Silver Transparency and Revealing Dishonesty Syndicate.
Now you're getting it? The marketing guys thought that was very clever and charged us a fortune for their work on that. It's based on the old Latin phrase, illegitimi non carborundum, meaning don't let the bastards grind you down.
Grind you down, like what you've been doing to the silver price then?
It does work on multiple levels, doesn't it?
You said your focus now is on transparency and revealing dishonesty.
That's correct, Chris.
Then what do you have to say to all those silver traders who have accused your associates of secretly manipulating the market and lying about it for all those years now?
Completely unfounded slander. The silver market is as open and free as any market overseen and run by the quite often misunderstood cartel types that I represent.
So you're saying the bad rap is unjustified?
Oh, more than unjustified. It's also extremely hurtful. The faceless retail traders spewing their vitriol that the big boys stole their money can leave very deep scars on the fragile egos of hard-working banking and finance executives.
We should be more sympathetic to cartel bankers.
To quote Shakespeare, if you prick us, do we not bleed?
I've certainly heard the word prick used. You seem to be fairly strongly denying any unfair manipulation of the silver market at all.
That's correct. The silver market is a complex and dynamic place, and prices can fluctuate for a variety of reasons. It's unfair to single us out for any wrongdoing without any evidence.
But plenty of evidence has been provided of daily manipulation. You've already been found guilty by the regulators and charged on the basis of great piles of evidence, yet you continue unabated.
Sorry, I misspoke. There is no evidence that we are willing to acknowledge. Look, Chris, the silver market is driven by buyers and sellers, just like any other market. It's as simple as that.
So anyone worrying about unfair market manipulation by you being both the buyer and the seller should look elsewhere then.
Well, Chris, it was like the World Cup a few months ago.
It was very good, wasn't it?
Oh, what a fairy tale ending for Messi in Argentina. But just because Qatar won the rights to host it doesn't mean the selection process was rigged. Maybe they were just the better country on the day.
But of course, there are widespread allegations of corruption, bribery and scandal surrounding the selection process for host countries for the World Cup. Surely that's not the best example to use when you're trying to highlight transparency and honesty.
I'd argue it's the perfect example. Because now you're focusing on FIFA and not us bastards. Maybe keep looking over there.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Chris.